Hello everybody and welcome to the video notes for Unit 4, Day 29. And today we're going to be working with true and false number sentences. Today's video is dedicated to Jesus Santoyo in 6A. Hi Jesus. First go ahead and check your opening exercise. This symbol, right, means greater than, so one example is 7 is greater than 6. This symbol means less than, so one example is 6 less than 7. This symbol means greater than or equal to, so one example could be 5 is greater than or equal to 5, because 5 and 5 are equal to each other, or any other number bigger than 5 would work here. Last one, the last symbol means less than or equal to, so my example was 2 is less than or equal to 100. 3 gold stars for you if you got that all right on your own. Now let's take a look at our video notes. Let's read the directions. For each number sentence, substitute 3 for every x and explain why the sentence will be true or false. So our first number sentence here is 5 plus x equals 8. So let's rewrite the number sentence at the top here. 5 plus x equals 8. And now what I'm going to do is going to substitute the number 3, because we're going to say if x equals 3, in for x right here. So that would give me 5 plus 3 equals 8. And then I can keep going. 5 plus 3, that equals 8. And now I have 8 on this side. And now I can say that this statement is true because 8 does equal 8. So true because 8 equals 8. Let's look at the next example. We have 5x equals 8. So I'll write it up here. 5x equals 8. Now remember that 5x is the same thing as 5 times x, or 5 multiplied with x. So if we substitute x equals 3 in for x, that would be the same thing as 5 times 3, and we're seeing if that is equal to 8. So here, 5 times 3 is 15, and then we still have the equals 8 on this side. So then I evaluate, is this true? Does 15 equal 8? No, it does not. So I can say that this statement is false because 15 does not equal 8. For each of these, I want you to say why it's true or false, and then also explain why. We'll do one more together. 5 plus x is greater than 8. Let's write out the situation here. 5 plus x is greater than 8. We'll substitute 3 in for x. So that would give us 5 plus 3 is greater than 8. Then we can evaluate it. 5 plus 3, that's 8. And then we still have the greater than 8. And so then I check. Is 8 greater than 8? It is not, so I would say false. Because this number would have to be a number bigger than 8 for this to be true. The left number should be bigger than the right number if it's the greater than symbol. So I would say false because 8 is not greater than 8. Okay. After doing these three together, what I would like for you to do is go ahead and pause the video and try these next two on your own. So let's pause and try these two, and then you can resume the video after you've finished. And now you're resuming to check your work. Remember, if you're not trying on your own, you're not challenging yourself to learn. 5 plus x is greater than or equal to 8. So that would be 5 plus, and we're substituting 3 for x. 3 is greater than 8. So that would mean, is 8 greater than or equal to 8? Now this is different from the one above because it's the greater than or equal sign, not just the greater sign. So is 8 greater than or equal to 8? Yes, it is, because they're equal, and it's asking us if it's greater than or equal to. So we can say this is true because 8 is equal to 8. Now for this last one, I'm going to have you do it on your own. I'm not going to show you, and when I come to check your work, I want to see that you can do this one without any of my help. And today's secret word is bear, like the animal, B-A-R. The secret word is bear. And what I'm also going to do now is go ahead and flip over to the daily task. Now I'm on the daily task on page 3. And today's daily task is a little bit more confusing, so I want to show you in the video notes how to do it. So it's asking you to substitute the indicated value into the variable and then provide an example of when the number sentence is true and when the number sentence is false. So here's what I mean by that. If I have 4 plus x equals 12 and it's asking me to substitute 8 for x, so I'm going to do that right here. So I'm substituting in 8 for this x right there. So that would be 4 plus 8 instead of x equals 12. Well, 4 plus 8 is 12, and that equals 12. So I know that this is true. So I know that this number sentence is true when x is equal to 8. Because we substituted an 8 for x and we got a true statement. Now, when I think through when is the statement false, in this case, it can only be true when x is equal to 8. So it's going to be false when x is any other number but 8. So I can say it's false when x is equal to 7, for example. Or I could say 6, or when x is equal to 100 or 1,000. Any of those numbers work. And let's try number 2 together also. So 3 times g is greater than 15. Substitute 4.5 for g. So that would mean it's 3 times 4.5. And is that greater than 15? So 3 times 4.5. Right, you can multiply that out. Or you can use a calculator. 4.5 is the same thing as 4.5. So 3 times 4.5. That's going to give me 13.5 or 13.5. And 13.5 is greater than 15. So is 13.5 greater than 15? It is not. So this was false. So I can do this side first. So I know that this statement is false when g is equal to 4.5. That's when this is false. Now I have to think through, well, when can this statement be true? Well, if it's 3g and greater than 15, I think to myself, what number can g be to give me a number that's bigger than 15? Well, I know that 3 times 5 is equal to 15, so 3 times g, if g was 5, would give me 15 is greater than 15. But I want to go even bigger, so I might pick a number like 6, right? Because 3 times 6 would be 18, and 18 is greater than 15. So I can say that this statement would be true when g is equal to 6. Okay. Hopefully with those 2 examples, you will be more prepared to finish the rest of this daily task on your own. You don't have to do all the daily tasks now. You can wait until after our brain break to finish it. And with that,